when I was a boy, I had my father. He gave me one of those air rifles. Air rifle. He said he'd rather I shoot at tin cans in the backyard, but then he knew that one day the temptation would become too great and I'd want to shoot at birds. Said I could shoot all the blue jays I want. Probably knowing I'd never be able to hit one, but to always remember that it was a sin to kill a mockingbird. A sin. A crime against God. The only time I ever heard him use that word, I asked him why, and he said it was because they were innocent. And I became a lawyer. Now we practiced it, Tom and I. We practiced for that question over and over. Not only has the state not produced any evidence, I mean not 1 square inch, that Tom Robinson committed the crime of which he's accused. The state hadn't produced any credible evidence that the crime of which Tom Robinson is accused was committed at all. The defendant isn't guilty, but someone in this courtroom is. Now, we practiced it for weeks. I have nothing but pity in my heart for the chief witness for the state. But my pity does not extend so far as to letting her send... Mayella Ewell is a victim of poverty and ignorance, and her father. Tomorrow you can pity her, but not today. Mayella Ewell was beaten by someone who led exclusively with his left hand. When Bob Ewell committed a felony by falsely swearing out a warrant against Tom Robinson, he put his signature to that lie with his left hand. Tom Robinson sits before you having been mocked by the prosecutor for having taken the oath by holding up his left hand and the Bible in the only working hand he possesses, his right hand. Now, we practiced for that question for 6 weeks. 5 hours a day. I asked him the first time I met him. I said, Tom, they are going to want to know why you were doing chores for free for Mayella Ewell. Tom said, I felt sorry for her. I said, no, you can't say that. Say it looked like she could use a hand. Now, he didn't need an explanation. He knew that a Negro man can't feel sorry for a white woman. Even if he sees that she's taking care of a house and 7 children with no help from her drunk and abusive father, that a simple act of compassion be viewed by this jury as an insult. He feels sorry for us. He doesn't know his place. He's forgotten who he is. So we practiced every day. I'd bait him, antagonize him. I treated him with disrespect and contempt, and he never broke. So why did he break today? Well, the answer is he didn't. You saw him? You heard him. That wasn't a slip of the tongue. Tom Robinson said exactly what he meant. In fact, he said it twice. Because he forgot his place? Because he forgot who he was, what he was? No. Because he remembered. A man will have his dignity. a sin. A crime against God. Can't go on like this. We have to heal this wound or we will never stop bleeding. We have to make good this crime. We have to show Tom Robinson justice in this courtroom. We can start gathering the animals 2 by 2 because we'll be showing God's justice in a hurry. Can't go on like this. We know that. So let's hasten the change. Let's hasten the end and the beginning. Let's start right now and make him. Let's begin by restoring this man to his family. Let's begin with justice. You know what happened November 21st. You know it. Don't do this. Let him go home. In the name of God, just let him go home.